This is a documentary about my album, Clear Frames. I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you guys so much for watching. Before we start the official documentary about the album, I wanted to share a little bit about me and myself and my journey as a musician. My name is Quintonkuhn, and my journey of music really began when I was 7 years old. And there's actually a huge shout out to my younger sister. She's the one that really inspired me to pick up a fiddle. I asked my parents if I could play the fiddle as well, and they said yes. They got me into violin lessons, and it was kind of history from there. Whenever I share my story on how I started as a musician, I really have to thank my younger sister because she's the one that got me into playing fiddle. I did fiddle for about 4 to 5 years of my life, all the way until I was 11 years old, going into my 6th grade year. That moment was very, very tough because I was going into my orchestra, didn't know how to read sheet music, because in fiddle you read tablature music, so it's a lot of numbers. So it's like 0 through 4, and then you have the string that you play it on. That's basically what I read for 4 to 5 years of my life. So going into classical violin, having to read sheet music, that was a whole new challenge. But before I even get to that point, I participated in a group called Junior Jammers in Nampa, Idaho, and I was really honored. Like, looking back, I didn't really know what I had at the time, but big thanks to my parents and big thanks to the teachers that taught me in that time for 4 to 5 years, and they were such big, incredible help in my life to really shape me as a fiddle player. That was such a great starting point in my music journey. With other things outside of Junior Jammers, I participated in competitions and events, and I did pretty well. A little side note, I don't really do music for the competition side. As I went to my classical violin, I honestly didn't know there was competitions for classical violin. Not until like my junior or senior year of high school. For me, I was never in an environment where it was competitive. Obviously, there was testings, is what we called it, for placement of chairs within the orchestra and things like that, but I didn't know there's competitions. Another thing on that, I'm just not a very competitive person when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially music. And for me, music is a way to express myself. So moving on, when I had that moment of having to decide, and really it was because of me, I can't remember honestly, I was really young. I was like 11 or 12 when I had to make this decision. I can't remember if my parents said I had to pick one or if it was me, I can't remember. I knew that decision was kind of important, and it's kind of a big decision for an 11-year-old. Going to pick this classical side or this fiddle side, like you have to pick one. I remember it was a quick decision for me because I like to just have a decision and just move on with it. I don't really like to think about it. I just want to pick one decision and just go with it. Especially as like an 11-year-old, there's not really much to think about because it's not like an important decision in my life. Like, looking back at it now, it might have been. It might have been a really huge moment in my life. I was like, you know what? I really love fiddle, but I really want to try this new thing. And I wanted to try classical violin. So in my high school days, I've been playing in so many orchestras and in so many groups outside of the school and inside of the school. I've done so many concerts, I can't even name them all. And it was so fun. I will take all those moments and those memories that I've made not for granted, because I seriously cherish those moments every single day. I'm so thankful to be a part of those groups, and they really shaped me who I am today as a person and as well as a musician. The next big decision was college. And I think for most of us, college is such a big decision just in general. But for me, it was either staying in state or outside of state. It was a very big moment in my life, and I didn't really know what to do. I knew going out of state would cost me so much more money. 2 years of college being done, going into my junior year, I wanted to push myself and make an album. Let's talk about it. This album is called Clear Frames, and I've been working on this since the beginning of 2025. A lot of time, sweat, tears, emotions, so many things went into this album. This is also my very first album. Last year, I released an EP on August 1st of 2024. And that was such a great moment. It was all instrumental. I made it with some friends, and it was great. I made some music videos, so a little self-promo. If you want to go check those out after this documentary, go check it out. I also spent a lot of time. But this one contains lyrics and contains me singing in it. I really use this album as a way to, it's almost like my therapy album. It's a way for me to write down my thoughts, sing them from like in here, write instrument parts for them, do the producing, all those things. I really had no help with the album. I have people who listen to the final product and people who have listened to some ideas and they would give me some feedback. Most of it I did by myself. I did the writing the parts out, deciding what instruments are gonna be in the music, producing the music, writing all the lyrics, singing and recording, mixing it and mastering, all of the things to create an album. I did all by myself. It was a self-driven project for me. It was mainly to help through this breakup that I've been going through. I mean, everyone goes through it in their lives, at different parts of their lives. It was such a big moment in my life. So I wanted to write an album kind of going through the breakup, honestly. But anyways, a breakup happened and I wanted to write about it. The album was going to be called Lonely for like the longest time. I think I made the switch maybe a couple of months ago in the time that I'm recording this right now. And today is currently July 30th. I was just doing a lot of thinking. And my very first song is actually called Clear Frames, if you haven't looked at the album yet. In the chorus, it's wearing my black pant, school shirt with my clear frames on. Looking back, I still don't know. Basically that song with the clear frames. I was like, that's kind of like a cool saying, like clear frames, but also it has such a deeper meaning to it. You know, it can mean multiple different things. Trying my best. I'm actually working on the album cover right now, so hopefully it looks good when you're watching this. Writing these 9 songs was a lot of work, but really helped me go through this whole grieving process of losing someone. The reality is that the album is mostly just about me as like a person and what I'm feeling right now. You know, I talked about my origin story, about my birth. I talked about my first date, and I talked about being lonely and feeling like you're just at your breaking point. All those different topics, and you know, learning to forgive myself, all those things. There are 8 songs within the album that have lyrics in them. And then the 9th album is because I watched a Lindsey Stirling concert on July 19th at 8 p.m. at the Ben Memorial Hall in Seattle, and it was just so cool. I was so inspired, and my plan was just to write a whole new song with lyrics. But after watching that concert, I was like, oh my gosh, I just need to write a violin song, kind of like Lindsey Stirling. And she is so great. Like, she's such a great writer, and she has so many cool violin songs or fiddle tunes, whatever you want to call them. I was so inspired, so I wanted to make my own for the very final one. And because, I mean, mainly that's who I am. I'm a violinist, and that's I'm not a singer, even though I have sung, and most of the album is me singing, but I don't really consider myself a singer. I honestly just wanted to sing because I wanted to show people that I care about what I'm saying. And maybe I hire an artist who can actually sing like 20 million times better than me, but I wanted it to come from me, and that's just a preference. And the whole thing about like wanting to do this whole album by myself also comes with me singing. Even though I'm gonna be so honest with you, I am not a great singer, and if you think I am, thank you so much. That means the world to me, but I'm sure no one thinks that. I just wanted to make sure that I really did it for myself. Like, I wanted to know these are my lyrics that I'm writing. I'm gonna be singing them, no one else. No one's gonna sing it the way I want them to. I'm the one who's feeling these lyrics, if that makes sense. I don't know. It might be a preference thing. The album might be performing better if I did have someone else sing it. For this album, it's very special and very sentimental to me, so I wanted to sing it for myself. The 9th album, though, is the core of who I am as a musician. I'm a violinist, and I've been doing it since I was 7 years old, and I'm turning 21 this year. Almost like 14 years of my life I've been doing fiddle and violin. So I wanted to really dedicate one song to showcase that. And honestly, that's my favorite song in the whole entire album. I mean, there are really great songs that I'm really proud of, but that song especially, I can listen to that on repeat every single day. I'm really proud of that song, and I hope you guys are too. There is a special little moment in there, but I'm not gonna say too much. There's like a hidden Easter egg. If you found that out, you should let me know. In my music, I want to like start having references to my last songs or anything like that, and have like Easter eggs within my song. But yeah, maybe I'll talk about this more, but I just want to keep it brief. Writing songs are very hard, and this is something that I'm just jumping into. I've only written 3 songs that are currently released before the album. The first one is To Move On. That was the first breakup song. The second one was Room for One More. Oh gosh. And then the third one is My Father. And those are the 3 songs that are released that I've written for. They're decent. Each time my writing abilities get better. With writing lyrics and singing them, I'm not really good with words, and I'm not good at like expressing myself through written words, if that makes sense. And that's why I love violin. You just play your heart out. I just don't know how to like invoke what I'm feeling through words, if that makes sense. So that's why like writing this album was super hard. Another thing, like as most artists feel when they release songs with lyrics in them, is how people will judge you pretty much, or criticize you. I mean, that's all part of the game. Yes, you're writing lyrics for yourself, but like also, what's the initial thought going to be with other people listening to it? I'm surrounded by myself who will probably listen to my album. Like my family will listen to the album, and I'm a little nervous that they are gonna hear these lyrics that I'm singing and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is weird. But I'm sure they won't ever say that to my face. They might think it, and I'm sure they probably won't think it either. You know, it's just like these things that runs through my head, and I get really nervous when I'm like sitting down and writing lyrics. I'm like, how are people going to think about me as a person and as a musician if I write these lyrics down? There's just a lot of people that goes through my mind when I'm writing these lyrics, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a break from this. I think my next album is just going to be instrumental, so I don't have to worry about the lyrics side. And I respect to the many crazy talented and hardworking musicians who dedicate their lives to writing songs with lyrics. I just don't know how you do that 24/7. Props to you. Hi, my name is Quinton, and today we're gonna start our series into this whole making an album thing. I'm kind of sad that I didn't start a bit earlier, because I would say I'm about 50% into creating this album. I have 8 tracks that are pretty good. They have like drums and they have other things on it. I have all the lyrics written down. I might change them as we progress. I've made some pretty good progress with this album so far. I think I have the name, which is Clear Frames. And it might change. I don't know. I just thought of it yesterday and I thought Clear Frames is such a cool album name. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna start recording re-recording the guitar parts. Let's get right into it. I really wish I brought my tripod, but I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way with our hands. We're gonna start recording the guitar part just like I said, but I just wanted to show you the setup. We got 2 microphones. We got a Rode NT1 mic, and then we have the, it doesn't have a name. I just don't know. It's that mic right over there. I don't know if you can tell the name by what it looks like. And then we have some studio monitors left and right, and then I have my MacBook Pro with Logic, and then we have our Scarlett 2i2. And then we have our Scarlett 2i2 in the back. That's our setup. Let's get to recording. We are back in the recording studio, and I think for the most part, we have everything down except for the vocals. I'm just gonna be re-recording as much vocals as I can. Probably just stop until my voice gives out or needs a break. So let's get to it and start singing. Still don't know how the heck I pulled that off. Hello, I am back to the recording studio and I'm recording some lyrics. And this is probably gonna be kind of like the finishing touches, really. I'm going to each song and re-recording the lyrics that I don't like. And so far, I'm having troubles with this one lyric, which is I don't know, I already forgot the lyrics and I shouldn't, I don't know, I just forgot them. But I guess that's just what happens. I'll see you guys soon. And how's it going? We are back into the recording studio. Oh, I just hit my hand on a wall. Today, we are going to be recording with the violin, and I'm going to be recording my last song. And it's kind of so sad to say that out loud because I spent so much time on this album and it's almost coming up to a wrap. Also, I've been doing a lot of mixing and mastering over the last couple days since my last time we talked. But yes, today I'm recording some violin on the last song on the album probably. and it's going to be instrumental, just violin and some other instruments. I'm using Logic Pro sound. So until next time. I'm so awkward with the outros. Gosh. How's it going, guys? This is like day 7 probably of recording, but today we're just mixing and mastering on my computer. Got my headphones, backpack, not really needed, and me. And yeah, let's get right into mixing. And I think I'm low-key kind of sick right now because my nose is like really runny and I feel a little nauseous, so. How's it going? This is like day, I don't know what day it is anymore, so I'm just gonna stop. But we're in a different recording studio. This is called Recording Studio A. We're just gonna be mixing. My hope is that both of the speakers, this one, oh my gosh, and that one, they both work, because in the other recording studio, only one of them works. So I wanna make sure that both of them are working. So yeah, let's get right to mixing. So I was about to leave and I packed up my stuff and look at this. I'm like stuck in here. Guys, send help, please. Okay, I just got done with my desk duty shift, and yes, I figured out how to get out of this door, and guess what? I think I'm just stupid. Anyways, this will be the last mixing part, and it's crazy to say, but this is where we're in the final steps now, and I listened to all the songs once, like a couple days ago, and then I have notes to mix, so this will probably be the last mixing day, which is just crazy to say out loud. I might do another re-listen and make final adjustments, but we're coming off to a close. So, to celebrate, I got some snacks to keep me going. I got the rippled sour cream and cheddar, so good. I got this cake, because I mean, how can you not celebrate without a piece of cake? I got that. And then I just got a good classic pizza, because this is probably gonna be my dinner for tonight, so heck yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. I can't believe it's coming to a wrap, and I spent so much time, and I don't know if I'm gonna show that clip. I've just spent so much time and a lot of work on this album, so it's kind of bittersweet. So anyways, next to the next vlog in the future, Quentin. How's it going? I'm actually at work at the desk right now, but I'm listening to pretty much the whole album. I put all the voice recordings in like one little big voice recording, so I can listen to it all at once, and I'm taking notes. And yeah, this is becoming like the final step of this process. And so far, I'm 8 minutes and 41 seconds in, and that's not too bad. I have a couple of notes that I'm gonna adjust in the final take, and that's it. So I explained a little bit about the album, why I wrote it, why writing lyrics are super hard. This is the process that I did to make my song. The first process is writing lyrics. So I think majority of the songs that has lyrics in them, I wrote the lyrics for. Before I even made a beat or even wrote chord progressions, I wanted to write some lyrics for them, make a backing track and record all the parts, and then come up with a melody using those lyrics. Then the other half, I would actually like write random chord progressions through like voice memos on my phone, and I might showcase some of them for you. I would just like play around the piano, play different things and random things, and things that I liked or even didn't like, I would record them and see if I liked them in the future. I would maybe start with the backing track first and like write some chords down and then come up with producing, or I would write the lyrics. One thing getting into lyric writing, I was like, what comes first? Does writing lyrics come first, or does writing the backing track come first? And what I mean by backing track, like all the chords, producing, all the drums, things like that. With this album, I did a mixture of both. And really, like I said before, whatever comes first, naturally, do that. Because I think that's the most important step with anything in life, is just making the first step and then making the steps after that, right? Writing a song can go so many different ways, but this is my way. Then after I recorded the piano part, I would sing a melody over it. I would try different things, like maybe I stay on this word a little bit longer, or maybe I make this phrase really fast and then the second line really slow, trying different things. Here's one thing that I do constantly. I always hum a melody before I actually sing the words. And then after that, I would add the lyrics on top of the melody that I like. I would adjust some words or maybe change some words to fit the melody that I hummed. After you've done the backing track and you have your lyric in one session, you can really be nitpicky now. I want to re-record the backing track. I didn't like it. And then I can re-record the singing parts because I don't like it. And it's basically just finalizing what you already have in the backing track and making it sound better. With more practice and more time that passes by, you're just gonna get better at the song that you're making. That's what I did. Spend a lot of time on it. I probably spent 24 hours on each song, maybe more. I spent so much time on this album, it's crazy. So that's kind of like the next step. And then the final step is producing it. I don't know if producers produce a track, like a backing track, before they send it to the artist. I'm just a one-man show, so I'm doing everything by myself. After I have the lyrics down, I take away the lyrics and I take away the vocals so I can't hear them, and I just listen to the backing track as of what it is. And most of it's just piano or guitar. So this is the point where I would start adding drums in, I would start adding different sounds to make it sound fuller, I would start adding so many different instruments to make it sound good. So that's what I did. And it's so nice. I work at a place where I can do that during my job. Because basically, I just have my MIDI keyboard and I'm just tapping different keys to make different sounds. That is probably my favorite part of making the album. Finding different sounds on Logic, tweaking them just a little bit so it all cohesively fits together. And that's just the coolest step in the process. That's my favorite thing. So after I've done that, and the backing track is pretty much done, I re-recorded the piano parts or the guitar parts. I can really hone in on the singing aspect. And oh my gosh, guys, the singing took forever. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna throw away this song. It's taken me so much time to nail a single verse, let alone a couple of lines within the verse. A part of it is because I'm not a good singer, but I have really high expectations for myself. And I got to the point where I spend hours upon hours upon hours on re-singing the same verse, where I'm okay, I'm just gonna take the best take that I have and I'm just gonna deal with it. Back to what I said before, if you're just staying on the same step over and over and over, you're not gonna get anywhere. So sometimes you just have to accept, well, for me, I'm just a terrible singer and I'm okay, yep, this is my best. Hopefully people appreciate it. So that's one thing, And then after that is done, you spend time on mixing and mastering. Mastering is really easy. Basically what mastering is getting the output level to the right point so it's loud enough on any speaker you play it on, whether that be the car speakers, your earbuds, your headphones, your MacBook speakers, your desktop audio, anything really, is making sure that the level is correct so it's not too quiet or too loud. So that's what mastering is. Mixing is a whole nother beast. I probably spent well over 80 hours, maybe 100 hours on mixing my album because it just takes a lot of time and you're just tweaking a lot of things to make the song sound like it's a song, to make sure that the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, the guitar part, every instrument that's within the song sounds good together so nothing is sticking out. And then you mix the vocal so it pops out a little bit more because that's what you're highlighting. So there's so many different things that you're just constantly re-listening to the same 3-minute song and just retweaking things, right? If you hear something and you're oh crap, I don't like that, make the changes to it. And then you kind of just do that over and over and over until you either go insane or you're content with it. I feel with every artist, they could probably spend days upon days upon days upon weeks or even years mixing a song. Kind of just have to come to grasp, okay, this is my best work. I'm not gonna spend more time working on this because I know that if I do, I'm never gonna release it. I'm still mixing at this point because I got a couple of weeks left before I have to start uploading it to the stores. I'm still in the process and it's a good reminder. It's not gonna be perfect. Everything's not perfect and there are gonna be a little bit of mistakes that you miss. But that's one thing. I probably haven't listened to any of the songs yet because I did a rough mix, maybe 80% done mix on all the songs. And now for the final 20%, you really have to rest your ears before moving on. Because if you're constantly listening to the same song over and over and over and over again, you're not gonna hear the same things if you don't give yourself a break. Yeah, but once that part is done, you're done with the album. Now, what you have to do is create some album art. And honestly, this could happen anywhere. This could be like the very first thing you do, this could be the very last thing you do, or it could happen in the middle. And for me, this is happening in the middle of like working on the album. And like right now, at the time of recording this, it's not good right now. And I might honestly hire someone to like make an album cover for me, because one, it will look 20 times better. Here's the thing, I can't say like I did everything by myself. If I were to do that, I'm probably gonna push myself to make the album cover, but in future songs, I'm probably gonna start hiring people to make album covers for me. DistroKid is what I use to distribute my music. I'm not sponsored by them, but I would definitely recommend if you wanted to start releasing music, use them, they're great. But yeah, as I'm coming to a wrap on this video, I just wanted to say that this album means so much to me. I'm learning a lot of things about myself as a person, and like post-breakup. I mean, those are really the two main things, and they're really just revolving around me. Is that breakup, and then just me experiencing life post-breakup, but just as a college student, right? You go through so much change, and I don't know if you're 60 years old watching this video or if you're 10 years old watching this video. You may know that like college is a big pivotal moment in your life. This album really helps me go through this whole process. This album is great, and I mean, I'm very biased because I'm the one that wrote it, but if you have some time in your day, it would mean the world to me if you listen to the album. I'm gonna leave it off of there because I am over my time of booking this space. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you did enjoy the album, or if you hated the album, comment down below and just let me know any sorts of feedback. I appreciate it. And thank you guys so much, and stay sharp. Testing my voice, testing the angle, making sure I look good, in center frame, all that good stuff. In this video, this is like a documentary. How's it going? In this video, I will be explaining the beginnings and the ends of this album that I made. How's it going? In this video, I will be explaining the beginnings and the ends.
We're just two friends saying goodbye. Yeah, we're just two friends saying goodbye, right?